According to sources, a high-level meeting of National Assembly Secretariat on no confidence motion was held. The meeting was attended by National Assembly Speaker Asad Kaisa, Secretary of National Assembly and other officials. Now, according to the sources, Asad has been advised to table the vote on no confidence motion today, asserting on how the Speaker and the Assembly Secretariat have no other option but to implement the Supreme Court's decision. Pakistan political drama lingers on. High-level meeting of National Assembly Secretariat consultation on no confidence motion. Now, according to sources, the Speaker was advised to hold vote time up for Pakistan Prime Minister meeting. Now, the meeting was attended by Speaker, the Secretary of National Assembly. Speaker advised to hold a vote on no confidence motion today. The Speaker must implement the decision of the Supreme Court, and all eyes on the decision of the Speaker of the National Assembly. And Pakistan's high-voltage political drama in its final stage is currently going on at this moment. Well, for more updates on this ongoing political drama, our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, who is in the National Assembly in Islamabad, is joining us live. Anas Malik, good to see you. What additional information can you share with us on this high-level meeting held with the Speaker of the National Assembly?
Well, Eric, there are two meetings now. One was held earlier, and right now, as I talk to you, just before the session commenced, or the time of the session was around, we have received the information that another high-level meeting has just started of the Speaker with his staff, or with the National Assembly Secretariat personnel. This includes the Secretary, National Assembly, the Additional Secretary, and other officials as well. And all are deliberating on a single point agenda, whether the vote will be held today or not. And if not, what happens next? What are the repercussions that the Speaker and the staff may have to face? Now, the staff has been advising the Speaker to hold a vote of no confidence at the earliest, because they don't want to be tried under the contempt of court. Whereas the Speaker was initially, it is said that he was in favor. But then reportedly after a couple of ministers met him and they had an exchange of words, and then the Speaker decided to go back or roll back on his decision. As I talk to you, there are two key meetings. One's to my right, that's the Prime Minister office. Behind the presidency where I'm standing, behind this building is the Prime Minister office. That's where the Prime Minister house, pardon me on that, that's where the Federal Cabinet special meeting is currently ongoing. And then one that's going on in the building that I am, beneath me, a floor beneath me, is the meeting of the Speaker with his National Assembly Secretariat staff. So all eyes on this Speaker. He's currently, it won't be wrong to say that he's the man of the moment right now as to what he decides. And why? Because it's roughly less than about 2.5 hours since midnight strikes. The date changes. And then perhaps prima facie, the Speaker goes into contempt of the Supreme Court. That is the key question. Whether or not he will be going for contempt, whether or not he will be going for the vote, that's $1 million question. And we'll get to know about it in some, probably, if not hours, some minutes from now, as in when the cabinet meeting ends, and as in when this consultative meeting that is currently ongoing, a floor beneath me is currently ongoing. That's when it ends. That's when we get to know the answer to this $1 million question. Eric?
Anas Malik, before we go on, we were reporting that this session was supposed to reconvene at 9:30 p.m. your time. Has it reconvened yet? Can you confirm that?
As I talk to you, the session has not reconvened, and this is a piece of breaking news that's just coming in. The Prime Minister is expected to arrive at the Parliament House, and the Prime Minister, security outside the Prime Minister's chamber, that's again is a floor beneath me, has been beefed up. So that's a piece of breaking news that has just come in. The session has not resumed as we speak. It's just slightly up to the time that was there. It's 9:38 in Pakistan as we speak. It was supposed to reconvene at 9:30. It's just 9 minutes up, 8 minutes, 9 minutes up. As we speak, the session has not reconvened, but it is expected to reconvene after the consultative meeting that is currently ongoing between the Speaker, the Secretary of the Assembly, Additional Secretary and other staff, after that ends, only then the session will reconvene, Eric.
We'll wait and see if the Pakistan Prime Minister will head to the National Assembly. But Malik, PTI is pulling strings from all sides. First, they filed a petition for a review of the Supreme Court order, and we are receiving reports that the party has now submitted a reference against some deviant members to the Speaker. Can you confirm this? And is the ruling party sensing defeat?
Well, the ruling party indeed is sensing defeat, Eric, and that goes without saying. At this point of time, what we know that PTI does not visibly have the numbers, and that is the reason they are using these delay tactics. They have to file a petition before the Supreme Court. That's yet to happen. They've prepared it, yes, that's been widely distributed, but it is yet to be admitted or submitted before the Supreme Court, and then we'll see whether or not it is admitted. That being said, the other thing that they've already filed a reference with the Speaker against 20 of their dissidents or defectors, and seeking Speaker's role and inquiry and action against these 20 defectors under the parliamentary laws. That is a given. So at this point of time, visibly, Imran Khan or his coalition does not have the numbers, and opposition, which had filed the no confidence motion on the 8th of March, which they had submitted it, they visibly do have the numbers and have what they claim is majority beyond the magic number of 172 to claim stake in the formation of the government. Eric?
Malik, I know you've mentioned this, but for the benefit of our viewers, in the wake of the Supreme Court's decision, what happens if the lawmakers do not vote tonight? What is bound to happen next?
Well, that's a key question. What happens? Whether they go to contempt, whether or not the session is adjourned under Article 254 of the Constitution on the President's advice, on the President's summary following an advice from the Prime Minister. Nobody has an answer to that. Now, the Speaker, the opposition have been continuously harnessing this fact that in case if the voting does not take place today, then the Speaker would be committing an act of contempt of the court. That is what the opposition has been continuously harnessing in the minds of the Speaker. In fact, about 20 minutes back, we saw a tweet from the chairperson, the co-chairperson of Pakistan People's Party, Bilawal Bhutto Sardari. He tweeted paragraph 10 of the Supreme Court order that reads, and I quote, "The Speaker shall not, in exercise of his powers under Clause 3, Article 54 of the Constitution, prorogue the Assembly and bring the session to an end, except as follows. If the resolution is not passed by the requisite majority, i.e. the no confidence resolution is defeated, then at any time thereafter. B, if the resolution is passed by the requisite majority, i.e. the no confidence resolution is successful, then at any time, once a Prime Minister is elected in terms of Article 91 of the Constitution, read with Rule 32 of the rules, it enters upon his office." This is what the opposition has been harnessing on, thriving on. They've been trying to nail it down quite heavily in the mind of the Speaker, so that he knows that he's committing an act of contempt of court. In case if the vote does not happen, the opposition would certainly want to move towards the court to file a contempt of court application against the Speaker, and then the options for the court itself are pretty limited. They have the claw to invoke Article 190 that calls for the supervision of army, that calls on the army to implement the court order. But this is essentially then that would essentially can lead to a clash, or optically not a good omen between two institutions, the Parliament and the military and the Supreme Court. So the Supreme Court would be in a fix in case if they are at a point or that necessity that they have to invoke Article 190. That is the reason. So all of it is in a limbo. It's up in the air. And answers to this will only get to know once the special cabinet, federal cabinet meeting session it ends. Only then the answers would be definitive. Eric?
All right, we'll also have to wait and see if this session, this crucial session, will reconvene. Live from the Pakistan National Assembly, Anas Malik, thank you very much for your insights today. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.